It is 8:45. We're back with council members McKenzie, Karn, and Gay. I'll take a motion to exit from executive session at this time.
Moved.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Karn. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That is unanimous. Any motions?
I make a motion that we hire Dr. Emmanuel Adjournment as city manager, pending negotiating an agreeable contract.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Any discussion?
Yes, I have discussion. Actually, a statement. The selection of a city manager is a decision that's not to be taken lightly. It cannot be politically based or emotionally motivated. The city manager must be a logical, intellectual, unbiased professional with strong morals and integrity. They must be able to make decisions and manage the heads of departments and staff, along with overseeing the day-to-day operations of our city. Over a period of less than 4 years, our city has gone through 6 managers, 3 permanent and 3 interim. During this time, we've experienced issues in retaining and acquiring quality and qualified staff due to the inconsistencies that come with the constant changing of management and leadership. College Park has not been a destination that qualified persons in management can run to cast their nets for many reasons, such as negative press that has resulted from the exploitation of false narratives and frivolous lawsuits, and the illusion that elected officials are up to no good and lack integrity and transparency, when this is the most transparent governance that I have witnessed since I moved here 8 years ago. All that to say, I have studied and researched every candidate with openness and hope. I want what is best and who is best to lead our city. I'm greatly disappointed that the open records request to have the names and resumes of our 3 top candidates has been used to weaponize members of the public against Dr. Adjournment in an attempt to further assassinate his character, his experience, and the extensive track record of positive impact that he has made during his 8-month interview for the position of permanent city manager for the city of College Park. Dr. Adjournment is a strong, intellectual African man. He has led our city through one of the most difficult times we have ever experienced, a time of change and transition, a time of infighting between the governing body and our community. Did he cause these issues? Not at all. But he has had to address them. He has had to withstand the immoral, destructive, divisive lies and slander caused by a narrative that refuses to accept the results of the 2023 election. He has had to oversee the Public Works Department, which he was hired to over a year ago, as well as multiple departments of this city. He's had to deal with certain staff members and who have been beholden to certain elected officials. He has been discriminated against by members of the community, calling him a witch doctor and posting on social media about whether or not he would be one of the first of us to go to jail. And yet, he has led this city successfully. He has proven himself to be a leader that can stand and can do the work through all the fray. I have considered the other applicants, but College Park is in need of consistency and strong leadership that cannot be bought, sold, bullied, or fold under harassment and ethnic discrimination. Leadership that steps up to the plate and gets the job done. I remember spent several months, Dr. Dent, Chaplain Dent, lived with me, and she shared her stories being a person that came from another country to the United States that had an accent, a strong Jamaican British accent, and how she was discriminated against because people listened to how she sounded rather than what was coming out of her mouth. And I think the same thing has been done with Dr. Adjournment. But we need leadership that will work for us and advocate for our citizens even when we're not working for that leadership. Over the past 3 years, we've rolled the dice with hiring city managers who have not been proven nor been familiar with our culture too many times. It's time to promote from within and get this city on our feet. In making this decision, actually on September 9th, I put out some feelers to the community. I also attended the HCP&A meeting. I put it out to several members of the community, asking them for their input in terms of what it is that they wanted in a city manager. And many of them told me who they wanted in a city manager. I actually had the opportunity over the last 13, 14 days to speak with 61 members of our community, and I have their names. 61 members of our community have reached out to me through text message, through email, through phone calls, through in-person discussions, and of the 61, 57 of them asked me as a councilwoman to hire Dr. Adjournment. The other 4 or 5, I think it was 4, one of them did not know who they wanted. And so my decision to this morning is not just made based on my statement that I shared with you, but it's with the input that I received. It's also important as a community when a council member asks, we need to hear from you. And that's how my decision has been made.
I've got it.
Councilmember Carn?
I'll be brief. I believe that we do need some stability at the top. I think that Dr. Adjournment will raise the level of expectations with department heads and staff. I've seen that happen as Public Works Director. I've seen that happen in the 8 months he's been handling things so far. Contrary to popular belief, Dr. Emmanuel is not beholden to anyone up here. And I believe that is a good thing. I've had many times I've sat down with him and asked him about projects or initiatives or things that I thought were a good idea, and he did not agree. No one's going to agree with any of us up here all the time, but as a manager, he has the inside track in terms of how it affects the city's functions and departments, and you have to trust that. But I think we're going to be looking forward to making progress as a team with someone at the helm. And I look at the kind of budget he put together this year as well. So I think we're going to be in good shape, and we're going to make some good forward progress with him at the helm. So I'm looking forward to good things coming down the line here.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that is unanimous amongst those present. So I think that concludes the business. As your mayor, I must address the city manager selection process, which I believe has fallen short of the high standards our community deserves. I believe this process has been troubling and sometimes not transparent, beginning with a sudden shift from planned in-person interviews on September 7th to virtual meetings on September 2nd announced just minutes beforehand, leaving us unprepared for the change to this abrupt alteration. It was without prior notice to Councilmember Arnold or myself, and underscores a disregard for meticulous planning and fails to respect the schedules of all council members. The city manager role is pivotal, setting the direction for our city's operations and long-term success, and it demands careful consideration. Unfortunately, this process was hastily expedited, skipping essential steps such as preliminary interviews. And the lack of procedural integrity was further exacerbated by frequent unscheduled meetings, which not only disrupted our collaborative governance, but also significantly limited public engagement and full council participation. Specifically concerning is the ongoing issue of scheduling without accommodating Councilmember Arnold's availability, effectively excluding her and disenfranchising constituents of Ward 3. This pattern shows a lack of respect for council members and the public's role in our governance, which is unacceptable. Of the candidates I interviewed under these constrained circumstances, Thomas stood out as the best fit for the city of College Park. His experience and professionalism align well with the complexity of our needs, and should there have been a tie in the council vote, I would have supported Mr. Thomas for city manager. Moving forward, there's still time to correct this course. We must ensure all procedural steps are meticulously followed and that meetings are scheduled to accommodate all council members. It's crucial our community can trust in the integrity and transparency of our governance. I'm committed to fostering an environment where decisions are made thoughtfully and inclusively. We owe it to our city to uphold the highest accountability and public trust standards. Thank you for always supporting the City of College Park. The motion was unanimous. We are adjourned.
Do we want to approve the executive session minutes, ma'am?
Thought we did already.
I think we did.
The minutes?
Oh, we exited. Is there a motion to approve the executive session minutes? Thank you.
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. All those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, that is unanimous. Now we're adjourned at 8:56. Take care.
Ma'am.